Guys, so I am actually still working from home this week. As you know, last week out here in Texas, the weather was just completely out of hand. We had a big winter storm. Power was out. My power was out from like early Monday morning or late Sunday night up until Thursday morning. I did make a video about that, so make sure you check out my video on how I survived my first winter storm. But I wanted to talk about ways to de-stress after a natural disaster like what happened last week. I felt like it kind of took me several days to just get back on track and to just get my mind back right after all what happened. So I'm going to talk about that today. But before I get started, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So I was talking with my friend and she was like, I don't know how you went through that last week. She's like, I would have been crying. I just would have been snacking. And I was like, like I did feel sad. Like I didn't feel like I wanted to cry, but I did feel like just a little bit stressed and just not like how I normally feel. And like to keep my mind off of that, I basically stayed busy. So one of the things when you're going through a pandemic, like even now, or a natural disaster, there's still ways that you can stay busy. So as y'all know, I am in school right now. I'm a doctoral student. And I had like assignments that were still due. Y'all, these doctoral professors don't care nothing about a pandemic or about the power being out. Assignments were still due. And so I brought my laptop and I literally, like the first day that I was at the warming station or the shelter basically that I stayed at, I worked from the time I got there until the time I went to sleep. Even so much so, like the ladies who were there were like, oh my gosh, like you did so good today. You got so much work done. Like I'm proud of you. I was like, oh, thank you. But I just kept myself busy. I worked on my assignments. I just wanted to make sure that I stayed on top of things, because when you are in the middle of a pandemic or when you are in a winter storm or any natural disaster, it is hard for you to kind of want to do things. Like it kind of almost makes you just kind of want to sit and sulk in your feelings. And you don't want to do that because you can make your situation even worse. Your mental health goes out of the door. You're just worrying about everything that's going to happen, and it just makes what you're going through prolonged, and it just makes it so much worse. So my first key to staying sane or to de-stressing as well after a winter pandemic or after a winter storm or a pandemic is to make sure you stay busy. So if you're not in school, there may be something that you have been wanting to do for the last few months that you couldn't. Maybe it's reading up on some information that you wanted to read up on. Maybe it's finally cleaning out that closet or organizing that pantry. There's always, something that can be done. Sometimes, maybe just wiping down the counter. But find something that you can keep yourself busy with to distract yourself from what's actually happening. And then you want to make sure that you're staying busy with something positive, right? So whatever you're staying busy with, make sure that it's going to add to whatever it is that you're trying to do. So the next step in de-stressing, either after a pandemic or during a natural disaster, is spirituality. So for me, I am a woman of faith, and during that time while I was in the winter shelter, the warming center or shelter, I prayed a lot. I read my word, and that's something that I typically do anyway. But during times like that where it's high stress and you don't know what the next day is going to be like, you want to make sure that you are adhering to your faith or to whatever you believe in. So I read my Bible, during the day while I was there, when I wasn't doing schoolwork, and then I read my Bible at night before I went to bed, and then I prayed throughout the day, and that just helped me to really stay focused And just to remember that, there's a message in everything. And sometimes when we're going through things, you want to not exactly focus on that situation, but you want to focus on the message that, that's trying to, be taught to you. So during that time, I really just focused on, praying and asking God, what are you trying to show me during this time, and please help me to see it and not be overwhelmed by the actual circumstance. So that was something that helps me just in general, but during that time last week, it definitely helped me to get through that. So the last step in overcoming a pandemic or a natural disaster, I would say, is positive reminder. So throughout that time, I had to actively remind myself, okay, Dugan, this is not your home. You do have a home. You're just here temporarily until the power comes back on. It's okay. I had to remind myself, I do have a home. Things are going to be okay. And sometimes you have to actively remind yourself that this is not going to last forever. It's okay. You're living, you're breathing, you have a roof over your head. Even if it's not yours, you got something to eat that's warm. So a lot of times you want to do things like positive self-talk. So whatever that looks like for you, depending on your situation. So I always like to say, that if you're in a negative situation or something that just doesn't feel good, you want to start speaking the opposite of what you want to see. So, I was telling myself every day, all right, the power's going to be back on. I'm just waiting to get that email. And, I check my email expectantly, looking for the good news. So you want to make sure that you're reminding yourself of the positives. You want to make sure that you are expecting something good to happen. I honestly wasn't expecting for the power to go out. So that's first. But I wasn't expecting for it to be out long. Even as I was getting, tired and restless and ready to go back home, I still just kept reminding myself, it's going to be better. It's going to be okay. You're just waiting on the good news. That's all you're waiting on. It could be any moment now. So whenever you're going through a difficult situation, expect the best to happen. No matter what it looks like in front of you. Like in front of me outside, all I saw was snow. All I saw was ice. All I felt was cold, but in my mind, I was reminding myself of the total opposite. This weather's gonna get back. This snow's gonna be gone. The sun's gonna be out. I can already feel it. Whatever you're going through, tell yourself the opposite or what you expect to happen. All right, guys, so I hope this video was helpful for you. Jump down in the comments, especially if you're in the Texas area, and let me know how you've been recovering since this pandemic, or since this winter storm, I should say. I know today I'm going to give myself a pedicure and a manicure. I'm going to get out there. The weather has totally did like a 180. It's going to be like 75 today. So I'm going to go walking today, just feel that sun on my face and on my arms. So let me know, how do you de-stress after a difficult time? Is this a topic that you would like for me to talk more about? Let me know in the comments. And guys, I made it to 100 subscribers. So I want to thank you so much for your support. When I saw that 100 last night, I was so excited. So thank you guys so much for your support. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and comment as well. My email is in the description box below. Is there a topic that you'd like to hear me talk about? I love to talk about it. But thank you guys again so much for your support. And here's to 100,000 more, okay? I'm going to expect that. I'm going to believe that. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you this weekend for an adult daily living skills video. Bye.